Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 23 of the Leetcode February. I forgot the month. Day challenge, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's farm, today's video and everything. Hope everyone's doing alright. It's I don't know. It's been a very tiring day. I think my body's just kind of I don't know. I've been very tired today for some. Not even tired, just physically doesn't want to do anything. Even though like mentally I want to do everything, but my body just like, please don't. I need rest. I squatted yesterday, not even that much, 265, 5 sets of 5 or something. But I think that's like near. It's not quite my max, but it's near my max for squats. Just a quick update. I think sometimes once in a while, people ask me about my squat progress, and that's basically it. And yeah, and I think like now I'm finally at the end of that linear growth or linear getting you back used to heavy weights, and it feels good. But I think today it's just my legs are very beat up, and I could kind of feel them as I was walking around. Why am I bringing that up as well? I actually have something. I actually have a point here. I mean, so if you're watching this video for the farm, my apologies. But hopefully, I say this every time, and I really do mean it, and it's not just like me ranting about something. Though maybe it is. It comes back to Leetcode and philosophy, and like maybe interviews in general, which maybe we'll get in, I talk about it from time to time, so hopefully you check in for that reason as well, not just for the prompts. But yeah, so the reason why I can't bring that up is that I think so recently, I forgot where this is from, but this quote is stuck in my head for a little bit. It is standardize before you optimize. I think this is one of those like habit building quotes, and the reason why I bring it up is that as someone with a YouTube channel, and I've done a lot of prompts, and hopefully some of you watch here because you look up to me, or some of you watch it because you look down to me and just find it amusing. That's fine too, as long as you click on that subscribe button, right? So yeah, as a result of that, of course, I get very many questions about like, I mean, maybe not in those words, but but like variations of like optimization, right? And like how do I optimize learning the most in in X amount of time. That's very common, very basic thing to ask. I mean, I think especially nowadays you can get an expert for free. Apparently, people do try to take advantage of it, and that's good. I did not have many experts for free when I was young, and definitely I respected their time, so that I'm really prepared anyway. But in any case, the optimization part is not, the most important part, I think. I think there gets to a point where you need to, later on, when you feel like nothing you do work, then you have to kind of figure out how to get things working again, how to make progress again. But in the beginning, to be honest, like, it really doesn't matter. As long as you kind of keep going, as long as you standardize, and this standardizing actually means something else, or means additional other things, but you have to kind of create a habit before you figure out how to optimize, right? And kind of why I bring up the gym is that I mean, I think the gym is kind of a little bit, especially depending on what you're going for. I think, for example, if you're going for muscles, it's a little bit tougher to kind of measure, week by week. But if you're going for like like I'm doing with squats, you could kind of see it, and then you try to make I mean, right now I'm on the linear progress, so I'm trying to grow, or not grow, but get used to doing like 5 more pounds every session, right? But that's not going to last forever. That's eventually, like, or if it could last forever, then I'm gonna wait, or I'm gonna be able to squat like, I don't know, 1,000 pounds at the end of the year, right? And that's probably not happening. If it does, watch for me on the news, and we'll celebrate. But no, but so then after a certain while, then like maybe it gets slower, right? Maybe 5 pounds every 2 sessions, or 5 pounds a month, or 10 pounds a month, or something like this, right? Some amount that is obviously slower, and then you kind of get into that groove. And right now I'm not really worried about optimizing. I'm just worrying about going to the gym and kind of give it all I can, right? And I think and I think Leetcode and just competitive programming in general is about the same way, really, because in the beginning you could do anything and you'll be learning, right? To be frank, um, like like your levels as I mean I'm generalizing here. Don't take offense if you not if this description doesn't fit you, then it doesn't fit you, all right? But basically, like, if I'm terrible at dynamic programming and greedy, it doesn't matter which one I work on, it's going to get better. And there's just so many problems, so many things to look for, and so many things that we will get better anyway over time, right? um and I think the important part for that, I mean, obviously making progress is important, but even on top of that, the most important part I would import is to figure out how you are as a learner, both as a learner, as maybe a doer, and just like learning who you are as a person in terms of, I mean, yeah, maybe in general, if you want to go deep, but just in terms of Leetcode, right? Or like competitive programming. I say Leetcode, but I guess maybe it's more competitive programming. Um, and what I mean by that is like, okay, you know your weak points, then you can figure out how to, work around them. You can learn around them, and um, but at the end of the day, there's just so many things to quote unquote optimize that like it doesn't, I think as long as you set realistic expectations, then things should be fine, right? Because I think, and this happens to a friend of mine whom I think he's just undisciplined, to be honest. Uh, but a little bit undisciplined, a little bit young, and a little bit arrogant. And I say this lovingly because I think that's who I was when I was young. So I'm not trying to judge too much. Uh, because when I was young, I was like that, and I would not listen to anyone either, right? Like, you tell me to slow down, screw you. I could go as fast as. But then that's when you get burnt out, right? Like, if you go really as hard as you can every time, you will just, get burnt out in like 2 weeks of learning, and you're like, well, and then you take like a month off, and then you come back and like you have to relearn the stuff that you forgot last time. So building a slow but deliberate pace and practice is more important. Of course, I mean, sometimes we do have real life situations. Like if you have an interview next week, it is what it is, and you try your best. But in general, setting realistic expectations, right? Like this is the handstand thing again that we talked about a lot. I don't know if that I talked a couple of times, not a lot. Maybe I need to cut out a video so that I could kind of just reference to it. So yeah, yeah. For example, if you and what I was going to say about my friend is that like he's trying to gain 30 pounds of weight this year, and I'm like, I mean, it's possible, but it's not going to be all muscle, and now he's kind of I don't know, a little bit on the bigger side, say, and kind of addicted to eating, really. I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine, but like, these are the kind of the things that, you don't set realistic expectations, then it is kind of very hard, right? Because then now you're just constantly failing yourself because you have some arbitrary goal that you don't know if it's possible or not. And I see this a lot with both in the fitness industry. I mean, I'm not in the fitness industry, just like people into fitness, and also in Leetcode, like people have arbitrary goals of like, oh, I must hit X rating by like, what does this X rating mean? You don't even know what this X rating means. X rating means better than like 65% of what, I don't know, whatever it is, but like it's such an arbitrary goal that like as as long as you do better than you did last time over time, because these things are not always linear, right? It's not like straight to the whatever. It's up and down, right? Especially if you think about ratings. It'll be fine, and setting reasonable expectations. And the thing with being long term, and the other thing that people ask me a lot is how do I get like how I am per se. And to be honest, I mean, I did get pretty good. I say like the first 5 years. Say, I mean, I don't know. You could debate that, and depending on how you want to say, but by now I have like so many years that I don't know, right? But if you want to use a muscle term, right? Like if you are able to gain 1 pound of muscle a month, that's 12 pound of muscles a year. That's like, if you are able to do it over 3 years, that's 30 pounds of muscle. I mean, maybe less than that every year, a little bit less. Like, 30 pounds of muscle over 3 years is no joke, right? And, maybe I wish I did that when I was younger, when I had more tests and all these things. But anyway, where if you try to gain 30 pounds in a year, then you're going to be like just really sad and disappointed, and then like, or gain fat, and instead of your actual target, right? Anyway, it's a little bit of a rant, but that's basically the standardize before you optimize. Don't worry about like that's what I always say. Like and of course, like I said, if you have interviews and stuff like that, you have actual time constraints. It is what it is. But and I say this a bit actually back in the day when I was talking to my junior engineers. I'm like, in 5 years, you're not going to remember if you got promoted half a cycle early or half a cycle late. As long as you put in the work, as long as you work hard, as long as you build these connections and relationships, it'll be fine. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for the intro. It's been 10 minutes. Thank you for watching, and let's actually get to the farm. All right, what is this farm? Cheap 787, cheapest flights within K stops. The end city is connected by some number of flights. You're given an array flight where flight sub I is equal to from sub I to sub I pi sub I, indicating it's that there is a flight from city. You're given 3 integers. Source. All right. I mean, this seems like a very fundamental problem, right? So you have these are directed graphs. Or directed edges. This is one directed graph with directed edges, and you're trying to find the shortest path from source to distance, right? Or destination, sorry. And this is, of course, a shortest path problem, a directed shortest path problem, which you can solve with a couple of things. And this is a rated directed graph. So, there's a checklist of things that you look for, and then you're like, okay, well, Dijkstra is able to do it, so let's do it, right? So, unless they're negative edges for some reason, then you have to use like, was it Bellman Ford or something? But and n is equal to 100, so we don't even. Am I lazy? Am I lazy? Why is that the case? I thought it is that. Because I thought it's directed. So I'm saying this because I'm just kind of curious. Because if it's directed, technically, there could be a full n square minus n number of edges, right? Unless you have self edges, then it's n square, I guess. But that's why I'm a little. But though taking a flight with self edges, it doesn't make sense. But I don't know why that's the case. Can you go backwards or something? I actually forgot about the K-stop thing, so but is it exactly within K-stops? Does that change? I guess maybe it's not that sure. Let me give me a second. I mean, I was actually thinking about Floyd Warshaw, but because n is small, so I'm gonna just change my mind. But also, I want to. I mean, you could do it still with Dijkstra. It's not that bad. You just kind of have n squared states instead, or n times k states instead, which is fine. But let me also write it down then. Right. And yeah, Alright, so let's just do Floyd Warshaw, and then we'll see if this works. Because I think there's a Floyd Warshaw thing for it, but yeah. So okay, so what do we want, right? Let's just say cost is equal to infinity times n for right. Yeah, and then now for UV costs in flights, you have right. I mean, I don't think they would duplicate. Okay, yeah. So, and then I think I need to set up. So I sometimes forget this. I forget. I'm like really bad about this, but yeah. And then now you can do something like this. Ooh, this is a bad use of K. Let's go this max. Right. Yeah, and then you have this is equal to min of cos of g cos of I over k plus cos of kj, right? And then now you can just return the oh well, yeah, if cos of source to distance, oh I keep calling it distance, destination is greater than infinity, then we return -1, otherwise we just return it. This should be good unless I'm misremembering my literature. Okay, that is really off. I messed this up. So 3. I thought you could do it that way, but let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to relearn some Floyd Warshaw because I know that this isn't the canonical Floyd Warshaw, but there is like a funky Floyd Warshaw. But I thought that I remembered it, but I could be wrong. K is equal to 1, so 0. Okay, that's 1 stop. Do I have to do it +1 maybe? Was 1 stop maybe? Okay, that's why maybe. Because I was thinking like 1 stop. 1 stop is an additional thing, so okay, maybe that's why. Well, it's. I mean, maybe because all these K's are kind of a little bit scary. In that. I'm going YOLO, but the K part is a ooh. Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure about, but none of the K's are bigger than 1 in the example, though. This one is 1 anyway. So maybe, oh, no, is it? Yeah, this one's 1 anyway, so maybe it doesn't really, huh. I thought there's a thing with Floyd Warshaw being DP and that it should be okay, but maybe I'm wrong. So 0, 4. How do you get to 0, 4? 0, 3, and then 3, 4. Okay, I mean that seems reasonable. What do you think this is printing right now? Alright, so first iteration. Because this updates 0, 3, 0, 3 of 0. Yeah, I guess that doesn't work. Why am I thinking about that DP? Because I thought that DP includes the fact that it is after K stops. Am I misremembering Floyd Warshaw? Give me a second. I'm gonna go this real quick. Oh, I guess that isn't just the shortest path. It's the shortest path that includes that. Okay, fine. I was hoping to kind of maybe relearn something old, so I knew that it didn't really make sense, but I was hoping that maybe I just misremember some of the literature. But in any case, I think that's fine. Then now, So okay, so maybe no good. That's part of the discovery, like we said at the top of the hour. Sometimes an old dog has to learn an old trick, I suppose. But okay, so what am I doing? So so let's do yeah, let's do it. Let's do dice drawers, right? Basically, the idea is just thinking about the number of stops as an extra dimension to the node. So basically, for every node, like node 0, 1, 2, 3, you say, okay, what's the cheapest price to get to node 1 at with 1 stop, with 2 stop, with 3 stop, with 4 stop, dot, 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 and then you could kind of build around that. And that's basically the idea. You could even do some optimization if you want, but yeah, we'll just do dice drawers. Let's see. Okay. Maybe k plus 1. Also maybe n on the outside. Okay. Right. Yeah, and now, yeah, so that's the distance, and then we kind of put it into the heap, right? This is, man, sorry, I'm a little bit off today. Just like my brain's a little bit off. I guess it happens. Thanks for watching anyway. Leave a note of support. All right. So we have the distance, which is 0. Number of stops, which is 0, I think, and then the source, right? And then we update source 0 is equal to 0, right? And now while length of page is greater than 0, we have distance, we have the number of stops, and then the node, right, or the index, I guess. But yeah, I would also say that, just to be clear, if I was in a contest, definitely would have just done dice drawers, because I didn't, you know, doing a contest is not the place to learn per se about new things. And I know that this works. I just was like, huh, maybe I could explore a new thing. Maybe I should make that more explicit. But yeah, all right. Or at least I hope so, because sometimes I just do very silly things in contests. So who knows anymore. But yeah, so okay. So then now you have I don't have a matrix. Okay, fine. Yeah, we have to set up an edge list, which I didn't remember to do. Wait, was this a problem yesterday? Oh. Right, and then now basically for VC in ye of index, you can say if distance of v and s plus 1, because that's the next stop, is greater than the d plus c, then we can put it into the thing. And then we was it distance, stop, and what we got, index, the new index of v. All right, and that's pretty much it, really. So it's actually not that bad. I just kind of, I don't know. Index of s is greater or less than d, then we continue, right? That means that we've already updated this node, so we don't have to relax it. And that's pretty much it. So then now if distance, oh, I guess we can also limit this by s plus 1 is less than k, or equal to k. And this, maybe I'm off by 1 here. No, I don't think so. No, I think I am off by 1, because k is the number of stops. Wait, does it count as stops? Yeah, so that means that we want to have. I'm gonna count I have to increment by 1 because I count the destination as 1 stop. So yeah. So then now, okay. So for I in range of k, you have distance of what do we got? Destination of I. I guess I can just do this bit. And then return pass. Of course, you have to check that it is available. And yeah, let's go submit. That thing keeps coming up. I don't know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Not a bad problem. I guess I've done it before the same way. Oh yeah, we can do complexity, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to put you before it was sure. Sorry about that. But yeah, and this is very standard Dijkstra's algorithm. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you think. I'm going to do an extra premium problem after this, even though I took a while here. But yeah, stay good, stay healthy, to good mental. To good. Wow, I need good mental health maybe. Stay good, Evan. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.